All right, folks, a few things you're going to need to get started. First and foremost, you'll need trisodium EDTA. You take about a spoonful of that white powder and you mix it into about, a juice glass of water. The next thing you're going to want is some 4 zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0 grade steel wool. You unpack the pad and then you roll it in like a log and cut it into chunks like this. The next thing you're going to want is, this is a sulfur-based coin darkener, and I think it's too strong, so I cut it with Vaseline, and I mix it 2/3 Vaseline, 1/3 darkener in like a little jar like this. And then you're going to want coin care and Q-tips. The coin care is used both after the cleaning first phase is done and then in the end. And this is Nicoline with a little wire brush, which sometimes I use if I find black deposits underneath all the green. And then finally, I like to use this product, which is called Renaissance Wax, which helps seal everything and give it kind of a shiny patina a little bit rather than being dull and flat. So those are the ingredients you need. None of them are expensive. I don't think any of this stuff costs more than like 10 bucks each one. And let's go and conserve something. Here is an interesting item to conserve. This is a George Washington Inaugural button found by a gentleman in central Massachusetts who's asked me to conserve it for him, and that's what we're gonna go do. So here in this first step, as I said before, you're just gonna take about a spoonful of this, drop it into there, spin it up, and drop in your item. Simple. So right about now, chances are you guys are wondering, what is EDTA and why does it work? And the answer is that EDTA is a chelating agent. And what makes it neat is it essentially dissolves at an atomic level the bonds that are holding that green mineralization onto the relic. So it's about 10 minutes later, and you can see the EDTA is chelating the verdigris from the button. That said, it still needs more time, as you can see. All right, it's about an hour later, and we'll see how we're doing. It's coming. Almost there. Gotta wait for all that green to come off. We'll end up straightening this a little bit in the end. I'll show you how to do that too. So when it first comes out and it's wet, it looks pretty good. Little bent. Maybe we'll address that. On the subject of how long to leave things in, or what strength you want to mix it at, the truth is that EDTA is really basically salt. And it really will never hurt copper or brass or anything like that. It will only work on mineralizations. It won't work on things like crusted mud and things like that. So you could leave this in overnight. It really doesn't matter. Try not to get too radical, just a little light. Try to straighten it out. Then we'll straighten the shank. Use a pair of needle nose pliers, and I grab the button in one hand and the pliers in the other, and just apply slight pressure. Where the steel wool comes in. You see now that it's dried, you can still see a little bit of grain on there. We'll make sure that all that's gone before we're done. But the steel wool will take this haze off.
Maybe going into this, but saying that he could change his mind about withholding aid. I mean, of course he could. Of course he could, as conceptually possible. We don't want could. We want is likely to, probable to, or is almost certain to. I don't know. Right. I mean, how long have I been on? Actually, let's not do that. So, I mean, we did this bit, and then we're going to move on to some US politics just really quickly. He fought in Ukraine army stocks.
There we are. Much better. Trick with the steel wool step is go light, lightly buff. Don't scrub, like just light circles. You can see the steel wool starting to work. Now that we've got the haze off it, we're going to use the Q-tip with a little bit of that coin care to clean it up. See that haze coming right off. Now we want to let it dry. Look at all that dirt coming up off there. Perfect. All right, now let's give it a coat of wax after drying for several hours. So I just got a little on the end of my pinky finger there and smeared it around, made a thin layer, and now I'm going to let it dry. All right, about 10 minutes later and it's dry. All right, here we are drying back again. Why do I like doing this? I like doing it because the wax seals the item really well, and then the coin care kind of almost thins the wax and really gets a nice seal, and it falls into every nook and cranny and everything. It's nice.